What's going on, guys? So, Phantom of Yubel just came out in the new set, Terminal Revenge, and it makes this deck way, way better. So, I actually took the deck to locals yesterday, and I got first place with it. Phantom of Yubel is crazy. It opens up so many new combo lines. Oh, and not to mention, I actually forgot to put Appaloosa in the extra deck, so it kind of weakened some of my inboards. Um, let's get right into it. I want to show y'all some combo guides, and first I want to go over the deck profile. All right, guys, let's get right into it, and I want to talk about the bricks that we have to run in this deck. So we have to run Terra Incarnate as the brick, and we have to run Yubel as the brick, but Phantom fixes a lot of these problems. If you hard draw this now, and say you have Dark Beckoning Beast or Sebsara, they impermanent, it opens up a new line to where you can actually get into a monster negate at least. So if you brick, you think about how you are going to brick, what you're going to brick on. A talents and 3 hand traps and this guy, or maybe this, and then they stop it. That's not really a brick hand, but it can get you out of a lot of situations. Grave Squirmer at 3. This is the best extender in the deck. The only thing I might end up changing is running 3 Spirit Gates, because when you have this plus this, you can do like so many things. You can end on the Griffin Lock easier, plus a monster, plus 2 monster. These aren't, and keep in mind, this is not really a monster negate, it's a monster change effect, similar to this. Oh my gosh, I'm a little under the weather. Um, so like Tempai Dragons, the field spell, we don't care about the field spell. If you know you're playing Tempai Dragons and can get this plus Yubel and this out on the field, you have 2 like monster effect changes, which is good. The only one I'm a little iffy on is Nibiru because of the Tempai matchup. It depends on what you're expecting. If you're expecting a lot of Tempai, then yeah, it kind of sucks. But if you're expecting other strategies, even this strategy, UL, if they don't play it right, this card can solo. But a lot of rogue decks are gonna struggle with Nibiru. But you got Voiceless and Tempai; they're not that good against, so you could sub it out. Um, but we're not worried about that in this video. We're more worried about the actual combos. So let's get into some test hands, and I will get. Oh, first, let me talk about the extra deck. So we have a super diverse extra deck. 2 Phantom, Star Slayer, Varudras. Varudras is harder to get into if you don't play 2 Yubel, so that's the only downside to it. But it is an Omni Negate, and it's something good to play. We do play a time card in Super Dreadnought Railcan, which if you're playing online, you don't actually need. I just have it in there. And this did come up last night at locals. So it's good. Griffin, so good. I mean, it's insane. Access Code Talker wins you games. Every card in the extra deck does something. You make this with Phantom plus any of these. You can actually properly make it sometimes. Like if your Tempai hand's kind of bad, like if you do brick, they have a lot of trouble dealing with Chaos Angel. So the only thing that beats it is Imperm or Droplet. See what we can do. Okay, so this is one of the hands where it's not that great, to be honest with you. You got 2 hand traps, but you got the Beckoning Beast. So let me show you what you can do. Search out the chamber. Now, once Fiendsmith comes out, this will be a lot better. Now, we don't play Gen Buster anymore. You could. But what we do here is we just go for our link play. And this is why I like playing the Unchained engine. We will discard Nib. So I'll just show y'all what y'all can do here. So you got to get this off board. And you can go into the dog. Now you can go into 3-mat Appaloosa. And then you have chamber to revive the dog. So we have 3 monster negates, 1 SP, 1 SP banish, and then the SP, removal. And then we have this 1 hand trap. Okay, so this combo is infinite. This hand is infinitely better. So we always normal summon this first. You do put yourself in a kind of a tough position if you get Imperm there, but you shouldn't. Either way, Imperm kills this particular line, and we still end on something similar to what we did a minute ago. So here's where you normal summon Samsara. Now we go into our spirit. We would have got Ash by now. Andro. So what you can do here, notice how you already have Squirmer in hand. You can just pop this and go ahead and add yourself another spirit. I like having spirit in hand because that opens up your plays a little bit. Like if you don't force them to do that. Alright, so now we go straight into Yama. I like doing my Unchained plays first, because we go plus, 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 plus. It's just like super good that way. So now we bring back this dude. Okay, save that. Okay. Alright, so your lines here, you have a couple different lines, but you have some options on what you end on. So we could go for like a Muckracker into Griffin, because we're going to be locked into Fiends anyway on this play. You could have went for an Appaloosa. There's so many different lines that you could go into. Alright. Thinking here what we want to do. Special summon Sharvara. Discard a brick. Okay, now we go for this. Discard this. Special summon back this. Go for Griffin. And now you can go for Phantom. And you could actually go for double Phantom here. But I don't think you have to, because your interruptions here are so strong. You can go for double Phantom here. That way it forces them to deal with it. So you could just go this and this. So double Phantom plus Griffin. Like, what are they dropletting? Are you going to go droplet for 3? Are you going to go droplet for 3? Or, I mean, I don't know. And then we have our interruptions are not, we don't have that many interruptions, but our inboard is strong. So we have Griffin Lock, which is a floodgate. Then we have a basically a monster negate with spirit, and we have two spirits, so they have to deal with one, um, unless they use their droplet properly. They can get around that. And then we have the Unchained Soul of Rage into SP. So that's an interruption of itself, taking one of their monsters. Then we have the SP Banish. Then we have the SP Body Removal. And then we still have Yama. So Yama can bring back, if they get rid of the Griffin with a Kaiju or something, and then they destroy something, then we have a 6 form of interruption to bring back this. We added Spirit, so we're going to have Spirit come down. So if they don't deal with this, and they only worry about this, which they have to at that point, they have to. You literally, you have to. So it forces them to do stuff, and if they don't, we have tons of follow-up. And then we have one hand trap in hand. So this is a pretty unbreakable board, honestly. Okay, so this particular hand can do a lot of things. And it's all about, if you're going in blind, like we have 3 hand traps in hand. I mean, we're literally cooking. So we go for Dark Beckoning Beast because we already have Samsara. If you don't have Samsara, you go for Samsara. So normal summon Beckoning Beast, add Spirit Gate. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy end board. Add the free discard. Add this. Add this. You can add it or set it, doesn't matter at this point. A lot of people set it, trying to be slick. Pop that. Add the Squirmer. Chain 1, chain 2, so I'd probably go chain 1, chain 2. Because now you could play around Ogre. So it's up to you on what you're trying to play around. So where this play changes from before is we would be kind of trying to prioritize a Verudger's here. So in this play line, now that we have Phantom, as you see, like we can already go into Phantom. We don't really care too much about having this on board. But if you want to go for Verudger's, if you're needing an Omni Negate, like especially turn 2, like after Sidon, Verudger's is a really good one to go into. But for here, it doesn't really matter. But I still like to use these two, just because. Unchained Soul of Yama will trigger to add ourselves a Shavara. So, being that we have spirits here, you have some options. So, what a lot of people will do is do this right here. No, sorry, you don't want to do that because you have to use only 2. I mean, you have to use an Unchained monster. But what you can do here is go ahead and go into this. I like to get Solar Rage established pretty early. Now you can go Grave Squirmer, summon out the Spirit. Now right here is where you go into a 3 material Appaloosa. And I'll show you like how this plays out. Based on our hand, I mean we have 3 hand traps, but if you don't want to count the stuff in your hand, then you can just go ahead and this, you got your free discard here. Bring back Spirit. Pop this. So you can use your Yama here. And I'll show you what this looks like. So you bring back this Yubel. So you can, since you don't really need the link fodder, you could choose to destroy the Soul of Rage. I mean, the Soul of Sharvara. Wait, what just happened? Oh my gosh, I misclicked. Oh my gosh. That's why I hate doing it online. So I misclicked. We were supposed to get we were supposed to reborn this off of Yama. I misclicked. So anyways, what you would do here is go into Varudras. And then you would go into Phantom. That's why I hate Omega. You can't take stuff back. But you could also end with this too. So let me show you how this will play out. You could go for double Phantom, and then move to end phase, and then go Lotus, and then tribute one of the Phantoms. So now you end with 2 monster negates. Well, you end up basically monster negates, like 5 monster negates, the Yubel, and then this. So you have like 5, 6, 7, 8, like 8 interruptions off of just that, and then you have like 3 hand traps in hand. Like, who's playing through 11 interruptions? Nobody. Nobody. All right, we'll play out one more hand. So we open the Throne and the Squirmer. So I always start with and Spirit. So I always start with Spirit when we open like this. It baits interaction. Plays in a droll too, but you know, droll's not that common right now, so you kind of have to make the choice. Like, do you want to risk it for the biscuit or not? Times like this is when you would like to play the trap. But they don't know what's in your hand, so especially game 1. What I will do sometimes is set 2 of these. Okay, so I'm going to add myself a Spirit here. It's not bad to have Spirit in hand. So we could chain block Ogre. You should always chain block Ogre, I think, this format, but it's just kind of preference. But Ogre is common, so you could probably chain block that. Okay, so again, the first thing you want to establish is an early Ogre. Let me see if I can not mess it up and click the wrong button this time. Now we go into oh, oh my gosh, I hate clicking these wrong buttons. Keep clicking wrong buttons. You can discard this. You can just get it back. Okay. Now, what you do, you can just go Muckracker. Now you can go okay. Yeah. Add back. Do this. Go Phantom. I would probably here just use the Muckracker for link fodder. Um, yeah. Yeah, I would probably use the Muckracker for link fodder. Um, yeah, that's what I would do here. I'm just gonna go ahead and activate this just for the heck of it. Get that in there. But I like to put up 2 Nightmare for Pain because we should have a Spirit in hand still. And then we wouldn't have this, but it's not the worst. We have our Soul of Rage to go into. We go to end phase. We have this to come back. Tribute the Muckracker. You didn't even have to use the Muckracker, really. We have 2 monster negates, an Omni negate, so you could also go for Apo instead of prioritizing this. And then you have the Soul of Rage. So we have 1, 2, 3. One of those being an Omni negate. We have the Nightmare Pain. They have to deal with that. We have the Unchained Soul, and then the SP, and then the SP Other Banish. So